Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Arrow. This will be the last ever. Well, assuming Green Arrow and the Canaries spin-off doesn't get picked up by the CW. I haven't heard anything about it yet, so assuming it doesn't get picked up for whatever reason, this will be my last ever reaction to Arrow because it's episode 10 of season 8, titled Fadeout, which is the series finale, the official final ever episode of Arrow to have been shot and edited and aired on TV everywhere. So, yeah, this I don't know how to feel about this one. I think it's gonna presumably offer a lot of a lot of proper closure for the show and tie up any and all loose ends as they possibly can. But yeah, again, I think it's. I'm kind of going into this, under the assumption that this is the last ever Arrow related thing to kind of air, assuming the Green Arrow's Canaries thing doesn't get picked up. Which, I mean, the way that episode went, it did leave a lot of open ends open. It did tease a lot more story to follow from that episode, so it's only logical for them to actually continue it and actually make something good out of it. But yeah, but as for the main story, as for Oliver Queen's story, it ended in Crisis. I think Oliver's story did end in two ways in Crisis. One of him dying as Oliver Queen right at the beginning, and then the next one being his sacrifice as the Spectre against the Anti-Monitor, and resulting in creating a new Earth Prime universe. That's where his story officially properly then ended. But it kind of raises the question as to whether or not he's still alive. In the sense that Oliver Queen is obviously dead. He is beyond dead. But the Spectre is something else. The Spectre is something that's like a whole other kind of cosmic entity, and stuff. So I think it kind of raises the question of whether or not Oliver is still alive in some sense as the Spectre, or he could be like a watcher of the new Earth Prime universe. So he's created this new universe for his friends and family to live on. Because now it's an Earth that kind of acts as home to National City and Central City and Star City and Freeland and all these other places. And all these heroes can live on the same Earth at the same time with a whole new timeline as well. So he's given this kind of new home to his allies and his family and all that sort of stuff. But then I wonder if he is out there somewhere in the universe itself, watching over it as Spectre, as the one who helped birth this new universe. If he's like some kind of silent and watchful guardian of some sort. Hearing those words, you would think I'm describing Batman, but no, Batman is nowhere to be seen. Even in this Prime universe, it was more. I don't know. I haven't caught up with Batwoman yet. Even to the pre-crisis stuff. So, yeah. But damn, it's been a wild ride. It has been a wild ride, and I'm not gonna. I am partially annoyed because on my original channel that had many Arrow reactions that I loved doing, and I loved all the series that I reacted to before this one. And I think the one thing I'm happy about is the fact that I was at least still doing reactions when all the stuff with my original channel went down. And I was actually still able to do some reactions even for the final season. For the final season, at least, it wasn't ideal. I lost a lot more than Dexter on the original channel, but what happened, and this is now my new kind of Paradoxic Prime channel. It's a terrible fucking comparison, but it's what happened. YouTube sent out an antimatter wave. It wiped out my original channel and all those other videos, and now this is the new one I've birthed. So let's look at it that way. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. I remember. I think the other thing that annoys me is I feel like I got into Arrow too quickly. I feel because I remember getting into Arrow and Flash with the intention of reacting to them, but then actually kind of binging through the episodes so that I could actually catch up to it all faster. And that way as well, the quicker I got up to wherever the series was at that time, the better I could actually avoid spoilers, and the better, the more kind of up to date I was, and up to date I was with everyone else watching the series as well. So I feel I partially feel like I kind of got into it too quickly, and I wasn't really taking the time to enjoy the series for what it was earlier on in the show. But at the same time, I love this series to bits. This is pretty much the Iron Man of the Arrowverse. This is the show that started everything off, and they used it to introduce a lot of other characters as well. And then it gave birth to a multiverse of other heroes and other characters, and then eventually it's all come to this, and it's just literally amazing to see how far it's come since then, and now Arrow is ending. So, I mean, it's the parallels are easy to see there. The parallels are easy to see. Like MCU, Iron Man died, and he sacrificed his own life. He left, and you know the heroes he inspired are being left to pick up in his wake. And for Arrow, it's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, I don't know exactly what kind of story this will encapture. I imagine a funeral. Because we did hear in the last episode that there was a funeral for Oliver in 2020. So I imagine this will be like, this will be the closure the characters get for Oliver as Oliver Queen and not just as Arrow, because we got like a goodbye scene for the Green Arrow in the Hall of Justice at the end of Crisis with Flash and Superman and Supergirl and Batwoman and all of them lot. But this one I think will be for his closer friends and family, and for like Barry Allen to show up and Cara Danvers and everyone else to show up. So yeah, but other than that, I don't really know what this is. What kind of, because a funeral scene wouldn't take that long, so I don't know what kind of other stuff this is going to entail. But I think what I'm most looking forward to seeing where all the other characters go from here, because I think for Arrow, like we have characters like John and Felicity and William and everyone else, and it's I want to see where they go from here with no more Oliver in their lives. I want to see where they actually go from here, because I think. Because again, the last episode, it brought us all the way back to like 2040. It brought us into the future, into 2040. Characters like Mia and JJ and kind of like they had their memories changed because they weren't Paragon. So according to them, the universe was as it always was in Earth Prime. So I don't know how that's going to differ for this, but. Yeah, not really sure what else to say. It's the end of Arrow. The end of an era. Very much the end of an era. And yeah, I just kind of want to get into the episodes. So, episode 10, the final ever episode, the series finale of Arrow, Fadeout. Let's go.
There is a part of me that will always be the Green Arrow.
Yeah. Oh, dude, all the logos over the show.
Both?
Whoa! Oh, he broke free! A timeline change?
That somehow he's the reason that everything changed.
Yeah. Okay, so
the world we're living in right now.
Moira's alive in the Earth Prime universe. Seriously.
Brochnist.
I believe it's Brochnist. Oh, he's got a bionic arm. That's cool. Yeah.
That's what Oliver used to say every time we drank this stuff. Queen, you shouldn't be doing this alone.
Oh, his list. The thing that started all of this.
I told you I was here to keep the body count low. That ain't.
Oh god, the old base under the bar. Jesus.
Next name on the list. Drugs. People.
Oh, human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
The mission is never over.
You keep saving the city over and over again.
It's not that hard, actually.
That's because your arms are the size of telephone poles.
You doing okay?
That's very true. That's very true.
Not okay. He called it the Mark of Four.
Oh, the Mark of Four, yeah. Compassion, heroism, loyalty. Maybe. I don't even know if that's the right stuff or even in the right order.
About the funeral. I don't want her to be my ex-girlfriend.
You want to get back together, then get back together. Like after the funeral or something. I don't know.
She's coming.
William Clayton.
The son of the late hero Oliver Queen was abducted tonight in his hometown.
Abducted?
The police have been unable to confirm any suspects
Oh,
in the
Christ. Young William's been abducted? Wait, have the future kids returned to their times then in this one? Rory! Rory's back! Thea!
Hey.
Oh, they brought Rory back. I didn't know see that one coming.
I'm sorry about the way that I left.
Felicity, hey! Long time no see.
I haven't seen this many people down here in a while.
Suit up.
Time to save William Clayton. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, Speedy and Arsenal back at it again.
And what does that mean?
It means... Will you marry me?
What? Okay, I didn't know he was gonna propose. I thought they were just gonna get back together again. I didn't know proposal was in the air. Yeah, Ragman's back. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would have fired some shots in the air. Way scarier.
Yeah. Save bullets as well. Yeah.
Oliver put our family back together. What happens if
She feels indebted.
we can't do the same for his?
Yeah.
Look at me, we can. And we will, I promise.
He brought baby Sarah back for them.
We will.
God damn. Oh, the Green Arrow's backing down. Yeah, loving the one shot. As always, I'm gonna miss the one shots. Gonna miss those one shots. Yeah, it's quick fire arrows. Quick fire arrows. Oh, damn. Oh, oh, God. Oh, jeez. Oh, he's getting ambushed. Oh, damn it. No, not a good sign. Not a good sign. Smoke grenade. And a repel arrow. There we go. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. This is John Byrne. Okay, the human trafficker. This is John Byrne. I see. So he didn't kill him then.
Oliver Queen didn't kill you, then neither will I. But your ass is going back to prison.
Yeah, living up to that legacy. No killing. Yeah, killing
This is
isn't
the Rising.
full justice.
This is the arrow shelf, and this is the Fadeout.
That's really cool.
Oh, getting to know a younger William. That's amazing. Season 1 babies.
Your mom let me in.
If you ever freak out on me like that again, you tell me instead of just leaving.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
make that promise.
Yeah. Don't leave her. Actually, talk to her next time.
Yes.
Yes.
I will marry you, Roy.
Oh. Oh God. They're gonna make little Harper Queen babies. That's amazing. That is incredible.
Hey.
Quentin!
Looking
He's
for you.
back.
Well, I was just looking for Dinah.
Who was sacrificed brought back?
Like me.
And Tommy. And Moira.
Tommy's back too. Gee, wow. Can we see all of these people? Are they gonna be at the funeral? Tommy's back too.
There was nothing about you that needed to be fixed.
Yeah. You became just as good as the original Laurel. You've been redeemed. You are a hero just as much as she was.
All right.
And he wanted you to live out that life.
I'd like to think that somehow, some way, he's still here.
Yeah.
Drink to that.
Just watching over the Prime universe. Well, they're actually saying goodbye to the Arrow bunker, the Arrow cave.
We all will.
Oh God. Yeah, the Green Arrow Memorial, the statue. Oh. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
If Ollie could fix everything, then why couldn't he fix this?
I think that Oliver could only change the things that didn't change him.
Yeah.
And it's
Robert
not
dying
being
made him
told
the
him.
Green Arrow. Yeah. Alright, Emika's back too. She's here. She's back.
But I wanted to meet you.
Emiko, you are welcome here anytime.
Oh God, that's all she ever wanted to hear. That's all she ever wanted to hear.
She was my wife.
So it must be strange seeing me.
Oh, okay. They were married on this earth.
My condolences on your husband's passing.
I had a marriage
Nissa and
arrest.
Talia back.
This morning, you were teething. And now you... Oh.
Dad had a very similar reaction when he first saw me.
Yeah,
You met your father.
she did.
Felicity.
Barry's here.
He was a good man.
Oh, Kara's here too, yeah.
Sorry.
Diggle should be the one to do it. Yeah, Diggle should be the one. He's been there from the beginning. He was the very first member to join his crusade. He should be the one to say something. It's gonna be all the more emotional, but hey, we've come this far.
I was his brother. And Oliver Queen was mine. Of course, life. Except to say
Whoa!
the unexpected.
The hell is that? An asteroid? Jeez, whoa!
Maybe even beyond that.
Oliver Queen Memorial Drive. Wow. What is that? What crash landed? A box? A green... No!
It isn't all less bright.
Was that a green ring? Was that a green ring? A Green Lantern ring? Is he gonna become Jon Stewart? Yeah, he's taking her to be with Oliver, right? That's a season 1 ponytail for Felicity. That's a season 1 ponytail. Oh, the red pen. Oh god, the one that she was nibbling on when they first met. Oh yeah.
Hi. Glad you could finally make it.
Oh, it's their afterlife. It's his afterlife.
I want to be where I first saw you.
Well, that would be in the IT department 7 floors down.
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
No, he was here before that. He was here way before that.
Too bad you're, dead. Which is obviously a lot worse for you than it
Yeah,
is for me.
such an amazing flashback to see.
It's a long story.
He was here long before that. And he couldn't even come out without Messiah or Amanda Waller killing him. Where is this? Queen Consolidated. Oh, Jesus. It's not just an afterlife, it's a world for himself that he's managed to create. Oh, damn. That is it. That is it. That is the end of Arrow. That is the end of Arrow. Jesus Christ, that was a packed episode. Yeah, that episode was packed. That episode was packed to the brim with all sorts of memorialism and tributes and everything. Great. So, following on from what the universe is like after Crisis, it's Earth Prime. It's the Earth Prime universe. So, he resurrected some people. He changed the timeline just enough to resurrect some people, I think. And the very first one we saw was him saving Moira. He saved Moira from Slade. He managed to, like a switchblade, he managed to cut himself out of those cables or whatever, and managed to take out Slade before he actually killed Moira. So he saved Moira's life. So that was cool. And he resurrected Quentin too. Resurrected Quentin. So whether or not he saved these people from their actual deaths that took part of the show, or whether he changed something else, I don't know. But if we are going by the former, then he saved Quentin from being killed by Diaz, and he saved Tommy from being impaled by the rebar in the building that Malcolm brought down along with the rest of the Glades. So, however the hell he brought the rest of them back, I think, given how he saved Moira, I'm assuming he also just directly prevented the deaths of the other characters. And it would make more sense not to change history that much, but still to keep them around after, to prevent their deaths and keep them around. But he brought back Quentin and he brought back Tommy, so those 3 characters were resurrected. So it's awesome to see that he actually brought them back. The people who were there from the very beginning are here now, even in the end. And moving forward, it's going to be a very different story. But they were all brought back. And they changed his life as Oliver Queen and the Green Arrow in many different ways. And because of that, they were very much worthy of actually wanting to be brought back. And they were the people that he would want to be alive in this new universe, in this kind of reboot with a kind of timeline change and stuff. So yeah. But I love how they did the flashbacks in this one. The flashbacks, I think, they did that in a really, really clever way, showing just how much Oliver evolved from being what he was in the beginning to what he is now. I think starting off, he kind of, he started off being like the guy who kills regardless. Like he has a list of people that his father gave him And he's been told that these people were bad and that they failed the city and that they don't, like, in his eyes, in that sense, that they didn't deserve to live because of the crimes they committed. Like, some were murderers and criminals and human traffickers. John Byrne. So killing them was like in his eyes, killing them was justice because of how badly they violated innocence human rights. So then, like, through the flashbacks, we see how, like, being with John as well, recruiting him onto his crusade actually changes him as well. Like, John, he was a soldier. He was paid to kill people. And I remember there was this one story where he was telling, I think it was Felicity, or like he was telling someone about this one mission he had in, like, I don't know where it was, but this one mission where he had to, like, he was part of, like, a squadron or something, or he had to protect, like, this warlord, and in doing so he had to kill like an innocent boy that got in his way or that was sent to kill him or something. But his mission at hand, his superior's orders were for him to protect the warlord, and in doing so he had to take down an innocent young boy whose life was far more innocent and worthy of defending than that warlord. So, I mean, John, being a soldier, he knows the cost and of the price of taking a life, and also exactly what it means for you and how to actually judge accurately, how to judge, jury, and execution, and execute accurately. So over time, John himself has changed Oliver in that way too, actually, showing him, like, who actually is worthy of dying, or actually just the killing isn't the only form of justice, and then there are much more effective forms of justice that will actually help you maintain your soul and inner goodness and stuff. So John, he's been with him since literally the very beginning, and it's amazing for John how he started as well. He started out as just like a simple bodyguard, and then afterwards he joined his crusade, and then he became Spartan and everything, and now he's come this far too. So seeing those flashbacks, seeing how Oliver evolved through those flashbacks, and I think as well, like, they reshot those flashbacks too, because looking at John, I couldn't really tell, like, is this actual archived footage from way back then, or what is it? But then as soon as Oliver walked into the frame, I think his suit looked somewhat different under the tint, but then his actual hair, he had a shaved head, and, like, it was in, like, it was like in season 8 of Arrow that he had shaved hair and stuff, and in Crisis 2 that he maintained that, so, well, somewhat, but I think the shaved head thing was, I think, somewhat season 7-y, but, the actual kind of facial and, like, hair look he had was much more reminiscent of present time as opposed to way back then, so that kind of stuff I feel like was definitely reshot. I could be wrong. If I am, correct me, but the way I saw it, it definitely did look like reshot stuff, which is still just as cool. And they reshot that one shot as well. I don't know if John Byrne was ever someone we saw originally, because I think the way season 1 ran, I don't think we actually saw him go to, like, we physically saw him go through each and every one of the lists, but every few episodes he would actually cross out more and more names, so we knew he was going further and further down the list and stuff. So yeah, so that's cool. Bringing back one shot for the finale. Rory came back. Rory Regan, Ragman came back. I was wondering when they would bring him back, because I think he left. I think he left because of the Felicity thing. Felicity redirected a missile, I think, to his hometown, Havenlock, that blew it up. And then after finding that out, he kind of morally couldn't stay on the same team as her. So then he left because of that. And then I think I don't know if he ever came back after that or what happened, but yeah, Ragman was an awesome member. He was an awesome member, and I mean, I was always worried about him dying. I was always worried about him being killed off by Prometheus, but I think his rags are just that magical that they can stop bullets and stuff like that. So he was a great team member. So seeing him back was definitely a welcome return. Anatoly came back to say goodbye to us. But I mean, so some of these people we saw in what seemed like, one final time we'd see them in Arrow in season 8 pre-Crisis, but Anatoly was in one of those episodes. But then seeing him back here for the actual proper finale as well was great to see. So that was cool. Thea came back, Roy came back, and Thea and Roy proposed. I did not see that one in the cards. I will admit that, because I thought the fact I thought when he said, that's the thing. I don't want her to just be my girlfriend. I thought, well, I mean, that line alone had like a hint of proposal to it. But I think for the most part, I thought, because they had just broken up, he wanted to get back into the groove of them being in like a comfortable relationship again. I don't think he jumped straight back in there with a proposal. And especially because of the fact that he left things so abruptly. He freaked out over being resurrected, and then he left her. He didn't even talk to her. He just left her. So then they were on a break in that sense. But then returning to their relationship, I didn't really think a proposal would even be possible. I thought that they'd actually have to get back to being boyfriend and girlfriend and be comfortable with each other again, and then they could jump back in with a proposal. But the proposal happened. It happened. He actually did propose to her on the rooftop on the way to save William. So that happened. And she said yes. Back in the Queen Mansion, she said yes. She said yes. So they're gonna get married. They're gonna have a white picket fence house, maybe, I don't know. And they're gonna have little Harper Queen babies and everything. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. But that is really, really cool. I think it's a very, very nice way to tie things off for them. And I think, it's like, I mean, I would imagine they'd retire. I would imagine they'd retire after that, because I think that, like, being like a married couple that is also a couple of vigilantes, I think it kind of very rarely works out, as we've seen for Oliver and Felicity. So I think for Thea and Roy, I think it's like the stuff with the Thanatos Guild, it's all gone down, that kind of stuff. And I think that is the thing. For the most part, what Oliver rebooted the universe into was like a perfect universe, or at least, like something more livable for his friends and family. I mean, there are still enemies around. There are still criminals around, except in Star City. For now, it's crime free. But we know from the last episode, like, jump forward to 2040, and crime reboots after the death of Bianca Bertinelli, which they prevented, but still. So it's mostly like, for the most part, it is a crime-free universe. So then that means that these characters all go their separate ways. They all go their separate ways. I think John and Lila were moving to Metropolis. Thea and Roy getting married. I think Dinah herself, she still wanted to be a vigilante. She wanted to be a vigilante. So she was going to just move to another city that did need savings. So she could be the Black Canary there. But we know also from the last episode that after Oliver's funeral, she actually. She woke up somewhere else, and she I think was it Star City that she woke? I don't know where she woke up in, but she woke up somewhere else, and she had her ID raised. She had her identity raised. So Dinah Drake never existed, and she was never the captain of the SCPD either. So she had to restart her life somewhere else as like the owner and singer at a bar. So. Yeah, again, that kind of episode, it shows that, especially with the way Mia was in this episode, proves that, we can have a new Green Arrow. We can have a new Green Arrow carrying on that legacy, being the hero Oliver always was in the end, and stuff. So yeah, and Mia being brought back, that was a really, really cool thing to see. I think that, I think I was hoping that with Mia being brought back, I was hoping that Felicity would come back too. I think one thing, I think it makes sense. Definitely makes sense, because I think with this new universe being the one where his kids grow up together, like baby John and baby Sarah are together. They grow up in one family together, and William and Mia are in one family, so they grow up together. So with that in mind, there wouldn't be any need for the future kids to still be in the past or anything like that. So that makes sense why no one else was there. But Mia was brought back by Sarah, who. Well, I mean, no, she wouldn't be, no, because at this time Mia was still a baby. Yeah, this time Mia was still a baby, so she wouldn't be. I don't think Mia would be brought to her father's funeral. I think she was at home with the nanny. So then that makes sense. Then yeah, so that's why Sarah brought Mia, like the adult Mia, back in time to actually visit her father's funeral. That makes sense then. Yeah, so I was wondering if Mia's back here, then she has to meet. She has to meet Felicity. She met William and showed him all the different areas of the bow and stuff. That was cool. And she even saved her brother. She saved her baby brother from ironically enough, her baby brother, her older, younger brother, time travel trippy as hell, from being killed. So that was cool. And she met Felicity too. I think I was surprised where Felicity just walked right past the blonde woman just sitting on the railings of the bunker, and just ran straight for the computers. And you could see Felicity just having tears in her eyes, just not knowing whether to go over her or just trying to avoid her as a whole. But then at the funeral, she finally goes and she says hi and stuff like that. So yeah, seeing them two together, seeing Felicity and Mia together was definitely a reunion worthy of seeing, and it was definitely something that was much needed. And I think it was just really cool to see them being together, and especially Felicity just being unable to comprehend it, like the fact that, you know, her adult grown up daughter is standing in front of her, but then the baby version of said daughter is at home teething. So, you know, it's trippy, but it's very much like a you know, like an enjoyable reunion to see, just to see how much they both differ as well. So yeah, that was cool to see, and I think seeing the team turning off the lights to the Arrow bunker, oh my god, that made my heart sink. Seeing them literally dimming the lights, like, I mean, it looked like it was even in slow motion that, you know, Dinah pulled down the lever to actually, or pushed up the lever, whatever, just turned off the lever to dim the lights. But yeah, no, I think it made even worse by the fact that, you know, it shows the elevator door slowly closing on them, and then the camera pans back up to the hallways where the lights dim off, and then the main kind of cortex or whatever, the main console, where all the lights slowly turn off one by one, and then the little hovering, like, it all shuts down. The Arrow Cave as a whole shuts down, and that's not something I ever thought I'd be ready to see, and I'm still not. I wasn't ready to see it at all, but it was just like, you know, just being forced to endure it regardless. Like, Arrow's been going on for so long. Like, the Arrow Cave itself has been upgraded so much. It started. What did it start with? It started off as the kind of basement under. I think. Whoa. Yeah. It started off as the kind of basement under the Queen Consolidated, or the old Queen's Consolidated warehouse, or whatever it was. We saw way back when Oliver was setting it up. He was setting up the salmon ladder, setting up the old ass computers and everything. And then I think that place got turned into Verdant, the bar, so that provided some good cover, and then it still remained as the basement. And then Felicity came along and upgraded those systems, and then after that, I think it was in season 4? I believe season 4, it was in like Damien Dark season, I think, when they moved everything over to underneath the mayor's office, or at least the office where Oliver was becoming mayor. When they had the elevator shaft going down and everything, and then they upgraded that whole stuff, and it's changed, it's evolved over the years, and now after all this time, we see the lights being turned off for the very last time, because they're never going to turn it back on again. No one is ever going to operate out of that, out of the Arrow Cave ever again. Damn, just the thought of that alone, oh god, the thought of that, just no more Arrow. I don't know how. Again, I think part of me feels sad because I feel like, again, like in an attempt to catch up to the series quickly enough to actually start reactions for it, I feel like I rushed into it too much and too quickly. And I kind of put too much effort into actually binging through it. And I was watching like 3 or 4 episodes a day or like a night or something. And it's like part of me, because even looking back, I feel like part of me didn't really, you know, give myself enough time to actually enjoy the series for what it was back then. Because I think a lot of people, you know, a lot of people have different opinions, but the common ones I hear are after like season 2, 3, it kind of goes downhill, and then it kind of fluctuates up and down a bit. You know, me personally, I've enjoyed the entire show for what it's been. It's had its ups and downs, sure, as any show will, but for the most part, it's been such an enjoyable ride, and it's been amazing. But yeah, so they're moving to Metropolis. They're moving. Tommy and Laurel were married on Earth Prime. Then, yeah, Tommy said like the Laurel of this Earth, the Earth Prime universe, was his wife. Huh. So they were. So Oliver brought him back, but you know, also brought him back with the history of them being married. So, but again, that makes me wonder if he actually resurrected Tommy, or if he actually just changed his past so that, you know, he never actually died that way in the first place. Because we never saw like him proposing to her. They were together, especially while Oliver was gone and, you know, away for 5 years, but they were never married. So this makes me wonder if he changed it because he wanted his friend and his ex-girlfriend to be happy together because of the fact that they were together at all. But yeah, they were married. Okay. But yeah, that Tommy and this Laurel, I don't really think anything's going to happen between them, but I would still love to see a friendship. I would still like to see a friendship of some sort. Again, this is all dependent on whether or not Green Arrow and the Canaries is going to get picked up, and also what kind of characters and story it's going to include. So, I don't know, but that was that. What else did we have? The Green Arrow Memorial, that was awesome to see. Everyone was there, everyone possible was there to be with them. Well, I think everyone in Star City. I think Barry and Kara didn't show up until the funeral, but everyone from Star City was there. They needed to be there, and they and Quentin revealed the statue that we see in the previous episodes, so that was cool. Yeah, that was pretty amazing to see. And John. John, so the asteroid wasn't just an asteroid crashing down. An asteroid crashed down and sent him flying back all the way to his van, which I'm surprised, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, Lila was there. Unless she left before, I think maybe she left before that, because I can't remember if him, you know, kissing the kids goodbye was during the daytime or the nighttime, but I think probably during the daytime, and then the nighttime was when he was finalizing all the packing up. But at night, an asteroid crashed down into his front yard and sent him flying into his van. And then when he went to check it out, he saw a box. And then as he opened the box, the Green Lantern, the green, it had to be the Green Lantern. I can't think of anything else. It could be a green light shined back onto his face. So the only logical answer to that is that it's a Green Lantern ring, and we know Jon Stewart is a Green Lantern. I think it was in Elseworlds as well. I think I remember that. And back in Elseworlds, Earth 90's Barry recognized John and was like, oh hey John, I see you're not wearing your ring then, this must be a different universe. So that was a first hint at John Diggle being Jon Stewart in Earth 90. But now we actually get Earth Prime, we actually have our own Green Lantern now. We have John Diggle, he's John Diggle, so I don't know if he's going to change his name to Jon Stewart, but he can and could be a Green Lantern. And yeah, I mean, I don't know when this episode aired. I think this probably aired before or after Flash, because I think I saw the Flash one before this, so I was worried about spoilers then, but I'm super duper glad they didn't reference that in this and that. But yeah, so I don't know how that's going to change things. I think, is he going to be like a Green Lantern in Metropolis? Is that what's going to happen, or is he even going to use it? I mean, he has to use it. I mean, he finds a Green Lantern ring in his front yard, and then I think no one else was there. No one else clocked anything, so I'm surprised people didn't really see anything or just hear an asteroid crashing into a patch of grass and sending him flying into his van. But John was the only one there. He picked up the ring. He found it. So yeah, I assume that means he was chosen somehow. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if there's some kind of worthiness like element around it, or if it's like you've been chosen, so only you can really notice this explosion or this crash landing and pick up the ring that follows it. But yeah, he has the Green Lantern ring. He has the Green Lantern ring, so he can be the Green Lantern of Metropolis. He can do that. But yeah, that raises a lot more questions for other stories and spin-offs and whatnot. So we will see exactly how that goes. But that is a super cool piece of confirmation to have. I think it basically is confirmation, because we know he opened the box, he saw the green light and everything. So there's a Green Lantern ring in there. It cannot possibly be anything else. I refuse to believe it's anything else. But yeah, I look forward to seeing how they actually approach that, and if they do actually approach that. I mean, that kind of stuff, again, it teases a bigger story. It teases more of a story, and like like John being the Green Lantern is something that many people would love to see. So yeah, that's just a big thing, a very, very big thing. There's that, and then Oliver's afterlife at the end as well. That was a really, really cool thing to see. And I thought, I don't know what I imagined it would just be like their. I mean, it technically is their own little bubble, but I think I imagined it would be more like like more. It would look. I mean, well, I don't know why I imagined it would look more like a stereotypical version of heaven, like with clouds and bubbles everywhere and whatnot. But no, Oliver's afterlife was his mother's office in the original Queen Consolidated building, with like a picture of I think there was a picture of Robert there next to a sculpt of the Queen's Gambit, and then on the actual main desk there was a picture. There was an older picture of him and Robert as well. And I think he said this is where he first saw Felicity, not where he first met her, but where he first saw her. And it's true, because when in the 5 years flashbacks we saw, Oliver actually did manage to come back to Star City like a long time before he was officially found on Liang by those fishermen. And he infiltrated Queen Consolidated, and he found Felicity as well in his mother's office at on that floor. He saw her. So that was a very, very nice flashback. That was a very nice way to tie it back. That was the first time he actually saw her and somewhat met her. But then when he actually came back and went to the IT department, that was when he first met her. But yeah, and they had the red pen as well. The red pen, this is a black pen, but they had the red pen that she was nibbling on the first time they met, where everything started for them too. Oh god, that is their afterlife. That is their afterlife, and it's in their own little bubble outside of time and space or whatever. And it's in like the camera zooms out to show other skyscrapers and stuff. I'm pretty sure the rest of the world is empty besides for them, and it's just their little chunk. Maybe it's just like a planet that's literally just Star City. Maybe it's just that. But regardless, it's their own little bubble, their own little afterlife, and they can spend it there. And they're just gonna spend it happily together. And Oliver had not aged a day. Oliver had not aged a day. Since the day he died, so he had been waiting for her all that time. He'd been waiting for Felicity all that time, and she'd finally made it to him. So I think now it's actually finally good to see confirmation of where where Felicity actually went after walking through that portal with the monitor. The monitor took her back and stuff. So then Earth Prime. So then Oliver brought the monitor back too, because we saw the monitor being killed by the anti-monitor in the Crisis. So Earth Prime, he actually brought back. He actually brought back Marnovu as well. Huh. Okay. That was very nice of him. But yeah, it was a very nice afterlife. But damn, God, such a fantastic show. And I think not simply just because it started off the Arrowverse. I think saying it started off the Arrowverse is a very kind of simplistic thing, but I think it definitely started off this universe on a more realistic tone, I feel like, and especially in the same way that Iron Man started off the MCU. Like, instead of starting off with someone who has superpowers or someone who has extraordinary abilities or someone who's from another planet, it starts off with the most basic of human beings trying to become a better person through their own sins or through their own actions or crimes or whatever. Oliver, like we saw from day one, as he trained himself, and even through the 5-year flashbacks, we saw as he worked to right his father's wrongs, and he went through hell both on the island and off the island. And we saw him becoming a better man because of it. And I think he went from kind of playboy to survivor to killer back to hero again, like those kind of four stages. And seeing him evolve in those flashbacks alone, like going from like a playboy that barely knew how to hunt animals with Yao-Fei, and then meeting all these other characters, making all these other friends and enemies, and just making other making so many other big decisions and losing so many people and going through so much all at the same time. And then by the time he got back to Star City, he was a completely different man. It just shows that in those 5 years, he literally did go through like a mental and physical and emotional kind of hell that turned him into someone who would never wish that upon on anyone else either. And then he met Sarah along the way, and she became the Black Canaries, and the Black Canary, not the Black Canaries. And then even once he got back into the show, it spawned up different people as well. Like Barry Allen was introduced in season 2 of the show, and then that gave birth to the Flash. Sarah went on to become a legend. Supergirl, I think that was originally a Flash crossover that then brought her into the Arrowverse, and then she met Oliver Queen, and then they became the big trinity of the Arrowverse and everything. So a lot of stuff has come out of this show, but I think this show itself, the way it started off, is just so much more hard hitting and gritty. It's like pretty much like, I think it's easiest to call him like the Batman of the Arrowverse, because that basically is what he was. Like he came from a very rich and high upper class kind of background, and then he became this kind of hero, taking down the filthy rich and protecting the innocent poor and all that stuff. But I think the way he started, I think it's kind of somewhat got like Daredevil undertones to it, like just being like a more hard hitting kind of criminal kind of show, so like a crime drama show. But yeah, it's like, I think looking back, you wouldn't really call this much of like a superhero show. I think the Arrow himself is like a kind of like a self-proclaimed vigilante, pretty much. He wouldn't really call himself a superhero, but he still is useful for all these other threats, and he's always been part of these crossovers, and he's always done his piece. But at its core, it's always been like a show surrounding human morality and like mortality, and it's just this kind of like a familial connection between other people that join his crusade and everything, and it's always been about that, and I think it's always encapsulated that really, really well. So that's really something I'm going to miss, and I think I've heard that Stephen Amell himself has no plans on returning to the Arrowverse in any way, not as the Spectre, not as Oliver Queen, not in any kind of cameo sense, past, present, or future. He's not really returning to the show, and I think he definitely deserves it. I think he definitely deserves. He deserves a break more. I think he has a family. He has kids of his own. He has a life outside of this very much. So I think it's the perfect time for him to bow out and to spend time with his family and to actually get back to more home life and whatever that entails. And if he does have any other projects, I think I would always look forward to them. He's proven himself time and time again to be a fantastic actor, both physically and emotionally as well. He's given some great performances in his time on this show. So I don't know what he's up to, but if he is up to any other film or TV projects, then I will happily look forward to it. But yeah, thank you to Stephen Amell. Thank you to Stephen Amell for actually bringing this show to life, for bringing the character of Oliver Queen to life so eloquently and so fantastically, and just literally pouring his heart and soul into this show, even during its downs, and bring the Arrow up to what it is now. And just for giving birth to this entire Arrowverse, and now even literally in the show, Oliver Queen giving birth to a whole new, to a whole new Arrowverse. He literally birthed a whole new Arrowverse. So there is nothing that man can't do. There is nothing he can't do. But yeah, Stephen Amell, he's poured his blood, sweat, and tears into this show time and time again, and he's tried his best to make sure that he delivers something that fans can always enjoy. And for the most part, I can say I have, again, ups and downs, but regardless, I've for the vast majority of it, I've enjoyed the show for what it's been, and it's given us some great stories and great characters, and I do look forward to seeing if they actually do manage to pick up the Green Arrow and the Canary spin-off, but if not, then they ended this show off on such a great high note, and kind of they built this final episode up as a brilliant kind of tribute episode for the Green Arrow itself, for the Green Arrow himself, and for Oliver Queen himself as well. And it's much less about, I think, starting off when the Green Arrow was unmasked, it was all about him being a criminal and his identity being in danger. But now it's understandably much less on that and more about the Green Arrow himself being Oliver Queen, and the man behind the mask being the one who was the heart and soul of the show and the team and the driving force to that fight for justice and everything like that. So they really encapsulate that really well. And I think it's cool that they brought back the woman who was making the documentary originally about the Emerald Archer and his effect on Starling City and all that sort of stuff. So seeing that was really, really cool. But yeah, and even she was surprised. Like she originally wanted to make a documentary on vigilantism in Star City, but she never thought she'd be making like a memorial documentary on Oliver Queen after his sacrifice in the crisis. So yeah, it's just amazing how far Arrow's come in all this time, and it's just seeing it be a part of the crossover as well, seeing it being a part of time travel and space travel and aliens and Nazis from another dimension, like all of this stuff, like, and like I think besides from Batwoman, I look forward to that now, knowing that that's the only other kind of show with much more of like a grittier crime drama based kind of human vigilantism kind of concept. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to catching up on that now. But like look at this, it's hard to see exactly how this would actually fit in without knowing that it's connected, or that, like, not just that, but like knowing that it's hard to think about how this would connect to other stuff like a speedster and time traveling misfits and an alien from another universe. It's hard to think of how it would connect to that, let alone be the one that started and gave birth to all of those other shows and gave birth to this kind of connected universe and stuff. And it just kind of birthed so many opportunities that it used so eloquently, and it kind of just created this whole new thing that people, like, in most places could enjoy wherever this show is available. And it's just amazing how much they've actually accomplished with this show, and how much they will likely continue to accomplish, and exactly how far they've come. And Stephen Amell himself, I think he's fit into that mold of Oliver Queen so well that he's kind of not just well known for it, but people know exactly how much effort and how much kind of how much of his own talent he's actually put into this character to making sure that he embodies that person. Like, 'cause again, it's like with RDJ and Iron Man. Like, Stephen Amell to me is the Green Arrow. He has embodied the kind of the trauma and the anger and the raw emotion behind that character so well that I can't really imagine, even in the movie side of things, I can't really imagine anyone else as the Green Arrow. And I think they did that with the Flash. They cast Ezra Miller as the Flash, and he was a good Flash. He was a good person for the Flash, and it's arguably more of a different kind of Flash than the one we see in on the show. But with this, I think there are fan casts, but me personally, I think it's like, again, it might change once I actually see someone playing the Arrow in the DC movies, but for now, it's like, right now, it's just like, I can't really imagine anyone else wearing the mask or wearing the hood or firing off those arrows into various criminals. But yeah, Stephen Amell, he's very much cemented himself in my mind and in my heart as the Green Arrow and as Oliver Queen. So yeah, just such a show, such a humongous and such a fantastic show, and I don't know what I'm going to do without this, honestly. I don't know what I'm going to do without this, but again, I know, I got Batwoman to keep me company. I got Batwoman, but Green Arrow, Green Arrow is the Green Arrow. Green Arrow's Green Arrow. I've got a lot of catching up to do on Batwoman before I say I fully love it, but the way it's been going so far, I think I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But yeah, Green Arrow, it's been going for so long. I think, again, it's what annoys me about, like, these kind of reactions. Like, you know, I lost the original channel. There was, like, 3 to 4 seasons worth of reactions on there that I've now lost and will never see the light of day again. But again, it's like, you know, I feel like I've kind of lost somewhat, like, some sense of history with the show because of that, because of all those reactions are gone. But regardless, I have all those memories up here, so I'm gonna have to do that for now. I'm gonna have to make do with all those memories now, for now. But yeah, this has been a fantastic show to watch, and it's been amazing to see how much more it's grown into, and how many characters it's introduced. Like we've got like Deathstroke out of this. We had Deadshot, Huntress, Arsenal. Who else did we have? We had Prometheus. He was a great one. I don't know how many of these are actually comic accurate kind of characters, or how many of them did they modified to fit the TV show. But I think, well, I mean, a lot of them are like Batman villains, or like Deadshot, Deathstroke, the League of Assassins. Those are all, to my knowledge, those are all like primarily Batman assassins. But they've utilized those characters really, really well on this show, and I think all those actors as well. All those actors playing all those characters have done a fantastic job actually bringing those characters to life and actually making them face off against the Green Arrow and giving us those kinds of emotional stories and everything. So everything the cast and crew have done to make this show as good as it was has definitely paid off. In my eyes, it's definitely paid off. They've made this show as enjoyable as it could be. As much as we wanted to see more from the show, they've made the show as good as they could do. They've definitely given us a show worthy of rewatching, I feel, and I think in the future, I definitely can see, or maybe even in this, because now, you know, with coronavirus going around, we've got no choice but to be in kind of like self-isolation, which is for the good of people. So hope you guys are staying safe out there. But yeah, it's definitely a show I think is worth rewatching. Just for the fun of it, I think if I do rewatch it now, I can actually take my time and enjoy the show for what it was a lot more way back then. But yeah, the cast and crew have done an amazing job actually building this show up to what it was and actually making it coexist successfully and effectively with all the other shows in the Arrowverse, and then actually bringing it up to this nice little close at the end. So yeah, this has been an amazing journey. This has been an amazing journey to go on. I'm glad I was able to go on it with you guys. But it has been incredible. It has been absolutely incredible to watch this show flourish in the ways that it has, and to watch it grow, and to watch it like blossom into so much more. And like they've managed to incorporate some stuff from other shows, or like some sci-fi kind of stuff. But at its core, it's always been that kind of it's always been what Green Arrow should do. And Green Arrow himself, he is a human being, he's like Batman. He's a normal human being, but he's trained himself up to be stronger and smarter and faster than all of his enemies and stuff, and to be able to survive in those kind of conditions, and to survive at that kind of peak human condition. So yeah, it's been amazing to watch this show happen. But yeah, I'm hoping you guys have enjoyed this too. Enjoyed being on this journey, and even if this channel only has this final season's reactions, I'm hoping you guys have enjoyed this journey too. But yeah, I think it sucks that is going to be my last ever Arrow reaction, but it is what it is. It is what it unfortunately is. But yeah, that is pretty much what I have for this one. If I did miss out on any details at all, then feel free to correct me or fill me in on anything, and feel free to let me know how you guys feel about this finale and what you think of what the show's been like and all that sort of stuff, and what you think of this finale as well, and how you feel now that Arrow's ending and it probably won't be coming back unless it's the spin-off. But yeah, that is all I have for this one. So that was Arrow Season 8, Episode 10, titled Fadeout. A very, very fitting choice for a series finale, but yeah, that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next. Oh my god, I fell right into that. I fell right into that trap. Yeah, I fell way too easily. And comment on what you thought of the finale. And if Green Arrow Canaries spin-off does happen, comment on what you want to happen in that and what you want to see in that. But most of all, comment on what you thought of the finale and what you thought of this show overall, and what you're going to miss most about the show and who you're going to miss most. And also what other spin-offs you might like to see. Even if the Canaries aren't happening, what other spin-offs you might like to see. And yeah, that's it. That is it from me for my Arrow reactions. So, I will see you guys next time.